Hi, ladies and gentlemen. The Sabres continue to exist, and I'm going to make a video about a team that I've been trying to keep on my peripheral for now the last month. The Sabres are trash. This is yet another version of the team that has failed to amount to anything at the NHL level. You know, Terry, Lindy, Kevin, the kids, all of this, the last 5 years of rebuilding and shaping it into a young, fast, dynamic, hot team. It's over. And now the Sabres have to start considering trading some of their core pieces away in the endless cycle of abuse that is this Sabres rebuild. So today we're going to get to some of the potential Sabres trade-away candidates. But before I get to all of that, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Follow us on Instagram. Join the Discord. All of those links are down in the description box below. Now let's get into the meat of the video here and talk about our first trade-away candidate. And that is Dylan Cozens, of course. Yes. Who else? Dylan Cozens. It sounds like a few NHL teams across the hockey world have been smelling blood. They want a player that many teams think could be the next Ryan O'Reilly or Sam Reinhart or Jack Eichel. Someone that was here, that underachieved, that didn't amount to much, gets traded away and suddenly wins the Stanley Cup. It seems to happen with former Sabres players. And the next candidate for that teams see talent, teams want, is Dylan Cozens, the Sabres' current second-line center, if you can really call him a center at this point. He's not good in the face-off dot. His offensive stats up to this point in the season are also very lackluster. Only 7 goals and 14 points in 32 games. His defense has been abysmal, taken a lot of stupid penalties as well. Threw a temper tantrum in Toronto a few nights ago. Well, as the time I'm recording this, that was a few nights ago. So Dylan Cozens, I mean, he's only a few years removed from a 31-goal season. And we always remember that 31-goal season, but he hasn't done anything since. Only 18 last season, heavily regressed. He looked injured. This year, no excuses. He's looked trash. Not confident at all in his own zone, turns the puck over way too much. No more feisty little Cozens. It's been a really, really poor season for him thus far. He had high expectations. And, you know, the Sabres, I think, really did this to themselves by trading away Casey Middlestat. And they thought that Dylan Cozens was not, he was going to be able to seamlessly take over for Middlestat in that second-line center role, but the problem with that thinking is when Middlestat was traded away for Bo Byram, Dylan Cozens still was struggling. He was not scoring anything. He was, again, really bad in the faceoff dot as the Sabres' third-line center. So I don't really know what the Sabres were thinking. I'm not sure what Dylan Cozens is currently thinking. He must be frustrated. He went through 2020 under Ralph Kruger, not a good time. He went through all of Don Granato. He was here for the 18-game losing streak, although I think he was injured for most of it, but he was on the team. He was in the press box. He watched, and as the Sabres continue to march away, losing after game after game after game, you got to wonder if even though he's under contract for a considerable amount of time here in Buffalo, you have to wonder if he himself may want to get out. And I wouldn't blame him. Some teams linked to Dylan Cozens, the Nashville Predators, are one. They really do think that Cozens could be a refreshing change. We could see the Predators maybe ship back Steven Stamkos to the Buffalo Sabres, although I don't really think the Sabres would want Steven Stamkos at this point in his career. Not sure what he could really provide for the Sabres, but Cozens, he's been on the trade block. We'll see how this one goes. Next one up, Bowen Byram. I just mentioned him. He's what the Sabres got in that Casey Middlestat deal from the Colorado Avalanche. And Bo Byram, he's been okay. His defensive analytics have not been very good, but many teams, much like Dylan Cozens, thinks that outside of Buffalo, he could really be something. a Brandon Montour 2.0 maybe. And with that, I would say, hey, Bowen Byram, it's time to start learning Florida Panthers there, buddy. Time to start speaking Florida, because you are the next contestant who is going to win a Stanley Cup in Florida. Let's go. But he's been really solid with the Buffalo Sabres offensively. 4 goals, 18 points in 32 games. He's been a very solid top pair defenseman. Mainly, he's been top pair with Rasmus Dahlin out for a considerable part of December. But when Dahlin is healthy, Dahlin and Byram were a rock-steady duo on top pairing. Not so much, without Dahlin, but Byram's not really working with much. He's not working with Owen Power, who himself has not been very good this season. He's usually paired up with Henry Jokiharju. Yeah, or Jacob Bryson. Or Connor Clifton. Or Matthias Samuelsson. You get the point, though, right, folks? Bowen Byram's basically doing everything by himself. And he's going to be a free agent at the end of the season, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Sabres, they haven't extended him as of this recording. I don't expect them to. I think he will be trade deadline bait to a worthy playoff contender. He would be a phenomenal fit on any of these playoff teams, especially a team that needs a left-shot defenseman. He's reliable. He moves the puck well. Very good in the transition game. He's got a good shot as well. He's basically Brandon Montour all over again. Fantastic. And the Sabres are going to lose him because he will not want to re-sign in this dumpster heap of a team, in an organization. So, and I don't blame him again. If he doesn't want to stick around here in Buffalo, there's not really much for him here. Oh, you can be a top pair defenseman with Rasmus Dahlin. Maybe. He probably could, but I think he's going to really be missing what it feels like to win. He's going to want to be away from this unprofessional, unmitigated disaster of an organization. So, Bowen Byram, you are gone. Next one up, Jack Quinn. You have 3 goals in 26 games. You have been mediocre as hell, and I wouldn't care to see you go. You could be a complimentary piece in any Dylan Cousins trade. Goodbye. Next one up, Devin Levi. Now, this one is kind of confusing. I've seen this floated around on Twitter, so I felt I had to put in this video. But don't believe for a second that I actually think the Sabres should trade away Devin Levi. He's going to be good. He's doing really good in Rochester, as you can see from the stats down below. It's just that when he gets to Buffalo, things don't turn out to be very good because everything in Buffalo isn't good. He gets no support. He gets no help. He's just trying to be Superman all by himself on the ice, and it's not working, and it's led to lackluster results so far at the NHL level. But I think he will be a very good 1B goalie behind Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, at least in the near future. So I really wouldn't want to see the Sabres trade away yet another young goaltender that probably will amount to something at the NHL level. Remember, goalies take a lot of time. With these, you actually have to be patient and let them develop and not rush them to the NHL, ruin their development, and trade them away for pennies on the dollar, like you are seeing with guys like Jack Quinn. Let's keep on moving to our final guy here, Alex Tuch. And you may be asking at home, well, Don, isn't Alex Tuch a leader? That he is, my friend, that he is. He's a very good leader. He's a veteran winger, and on 9 out of 10 days, I would say, hey, Buffalo, you want a player like Alex Tuch. The only problem is he's only got a year and a half left on his current deal. He's on a cheap contract as well, so playoff contenders would be willing to fork over a lot of assets to pick up a guy like Alex Tuch, and he's producing. He's very good at when shorthanded. He's decent 5-on-5. Can't score a breakaway to save his life, though, but outside of that, Alex Tuch is a very sturdy top 6 winger. Is he necessarily a top line winger like he is in Buffalo? No. But Buffalo is Buffalo, and Buffalo be doing Buffalo things. And therefore, Alex Tuch has kind of struggled as the team as a whole has struggled recently. And I wouldn't be surprised if maybe he's being used as trade bait. I would hate to see a Tucky go. I think he should have been the next captain of these Sabres. He's a local kid. He wanted to be here. He was one of the first to actually hop onto the project, and unfortunately for him, this organization, this city, this fan base, things haven't worked out, and Hockey's a business. Sometimes you have to trade away fan favorites, and Alex Tuck would certainly be one of those. Although I wouldn't be surprised if Tuck were traded away. There would be yet another Sabres riot. But anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. I was Don. Who else do you think the Sabres could be trading away? Or who could be generating a lot of trade interest? Anyways, folks, I was Don. This is Buffalo Sports Center. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe, and I hope to see all of you in an upcoming video. Peace out.